Thursday, November 18th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. A lot to discuss with you today. We'll talk about what the upcoming weekend holds, a look at Thanksgiving week, which now looks much more conclusive. The big blast of cold air, I've been mentioning this on the videos and on the blog discussions for quite a while now, and does indeed looks like that's going to come to fruition. I'll show you when and how here in just a moment. Let's get into the specifics for today, though. We do have some rain on the radar here during the 5 a.m. hour, stretching from Illinois and Indiana down into Mississippi and Alabama. That is with a storm system that's going to be fairly dramatically weakening. This is the upper air chart for that system here, 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it's really decoupling as it presses on in. So, there's the satellite imagery this morning. We will see some clouds across the Carolinas. Mountains will probably see a few showers, maybe even a couple sprinkles in the northern foothills, but that's going to be about it. Mainly just some clouds as this weakening system presses through. Fairly chilly. A lot of Piedmont spots well down into the 30s this morning, and we'll see highs today upper 50s to around 60 degrees. Now, there's the chart for today off the GFS, and again, some clouds, but the precip really drying up as this system presses on in. Tonight, it'll be another cold one down into the 30s for lows. High pressure sitting directly overhead tomorrow for Friday. So sunny sky for Friday. Highs mid to upper 50s to around 60 across the Piedmont. As we get into the weekend, we're going to do it again. Another wonderful weekend forecast. Full sunshine Saturday and Sunday. Highs in the 60s. Now, we'll see that high pressure move once again into New England and begin to push down the eastern side of the mountains. So, even though here's our upper air chart for early next week, Monday into Tuesday, big ridging, with that high nosing down, here's the Sunday chart, Sunday into Monday, it's not going to be as warm as that upper air chart would lend you to believe. So probably 60s, mid-60s, maybe some upper 60s Monday. I do think Tuesday's the day that we have a shot of making it up toward the lower 70s in a number of Piedmont spots. But then big changes begin. Here's Wednesday. Cold front drops in. Some shower chances return to our forecast Wednesday, and then Thanksgiving itself. It looks like this will be a slow-moving front. Maybe a couple different waves of rain along it, and we could wind up with kind of a chilly, rainy, at least Thanksgiving morning. Now, if you go back and look at what I discussed yesterday, this was the European chart, the upper air pattern for 7 a.m. Thanksgiving morning. And I said that this is probably a scenario where the European is wrong and holding too much energy back here in the southwest. That's what the European showed yesterday. This is what the GFS was indicating yesterday. All right, well, again, there's the Euro yesterday. Here is today's European run, much more in line with what I was thinking, with pulling that trough in much quicker. This is, again, Thanksgiving morning. The GFS is in pretty good agreement, even actually just a touch slower than the European. But generally speaking, the model's in pretty good agreement here. The Canadian is much slower, but in terms of the European and the GFS here, European on the left, GFS on the right, this is the day 8 to 10 means. That would be essentially Thanksgiving into Thanksgiving weekend. Pretty cold over the eastern U.S. More evidence to the cold blast here. Here's the NAO forecast. It goes in the tank as we head toward the end of the month and the 1st of December. The Arctic Oscillation also goes into the tank as we go through the rest of the month and into early December. So here's some specific panels from the GFS. This is a look at Friday morning, Black Friday. Very cold across the eastern U.S. Here we are out at the 30th. That's Tuesday following Thanksgiving. Big trough still carved out over the eastern United States. And at the surface, here's a look at Saturday morning of Thanksgiving weekend. That is downright cold. And even all the way out here at the 1st of December, very, very cold. So I think as we get into the Thanksgiving weekend, we're going to see that big blast of cold air settling in. And we're going to be looking at below average high and low temperatures beginning Thanksgiving weekend and probably right on into early December. Now, in terms of precipitation, there are some hints that the storm track will stay at least somewhat active as we get into this cold spell to end the month and as we head into early December. And this air would be cold enough that if we can time any systems right, it could produce some wintry precip somewhere across the region. Nothing at all concrete, nothing to hang your hat on yet, nothing to get too excited about for you snow fans out there. However, this is going to be cold air. This is going to be pure Arctic air. And so you have to watch for any type of storm systems that might try to interact with that cold air. But interesting to see it come around to fruition. If you've been watching my videos and reading my discussions, I've been mentioning this cold blast by the end of the month being a strong possibility for quite a while now. And it does indeed look like that's going to happen as we get into beginning the Thanksgiving weekend and continuing for a while thereafter. All right, that is it for this Thursday edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.